G20 के लोकाचार पर आधारित दुनिया में शांति की संस्कृति को बढ़ावा देने के लिए विज्ञान, धर्म और तत्वज्ञान की अनूठी तथा ऐतिहासिक 9वीं वैश्विक संसद वाराणसी के श्री काशी विश्वनाथ धाम कॉरिडोर में आयोजित की गई थी। सर्वश्रेष्ठ वैज्ञानिक और आध्यात्मिक ज्ञान तथा तत्व ज्ञान को एक साथ लाते हुए शांति तथा सद्भावना की संस्कृति को बढ़ावा देने और एक शांति प्रिय समग्र वैश्विक समाज का विकास करने के तरीकों पर इन 3 दिवसीय संसद में चर्चा हुई। काशी में आने वाले तीर्थयात्रियों तथा भक्तों की आसान आवाजाही के लिए प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी द्वारा बनाए गए काशी विश्वनाथ कॉरिडोर को विश्वधर्मी प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर विश्वनाथ कराट जी ने काशी विश्वनाथ ज्ञान कॉरिडोर का रूप दे दिया और यहीं पर संपन्न हुई विज्ञान, धर्म और तत्वज्ञान को समर्पित 9वीं वैश्विक संसद। इस सत्र के अध्यक्ष अंतरिक्ष विभाग के पूर्व सचिव और इसरो के चेयरमैन Dr.A.S किरण कुमार जी के भाषण के साथ इस सत्र की समाप्ति हुई।
I would like to thank Dr. Vishwanath Karat for arranging this program and inviting me to be part of this. If you look at humanity right from its as the human being started on this planet Earth, it has always been that he makes use of every tool available for him and to gain dominance and in some ways show that he is more capable and he can do many more things. So science provides him a tool and we have seen that these tools are growing continuously. For example, today man has gone beyond Earth using the rockets and has gone into space. He has built telescopes and looks at universe, and all this has shown, both particularly when you have gone beyond Earth, what it has shown is how insignificantly small you are in this universe. If you look at, in spite of that, human beings think great of themselves and they think they have such a great role, they are such big designers, etc. But I would like to just give 2 viewpoints for this audience so that you can appreciate how things are changing. Today, the humanity or the human beings, we can explain to each other, telling how you as an individual work, what are the basic capabilities that you have, and using this capability, what you can do. At a time when science and technology was not so much evolved, there were great individuals who were able to explore inwards and then understand this. Today when we are building satellites and talking about going to Mars and other places, we are talking about building robots which can do the job for us. When we build these robots and build more and more functionalities into that, what we are doing is we are putting a control system in that, a set of actuators, and then sensing systems based on which they can do the functions we want. When we want to build more functions, we have to build more capability into that instrument. But then it's easy for us to realize that how do we communicate with that and how do we want to make sure that it works for a long time there. We realize that whatever be our thought process, there is always situations where that robot can encounter in that Mars or any other planet that we have not thought of that solution. Today you are talking about artificial intelligence and you have already heard how Alexa and other things can build greater capability. So we think about building more capabilities into this robot so that it can find solutions to the problem it faces because it does not have enough time to communicate with us and survive beyond that. But then one of the designer was challenged, can you design a car which can reproduce itself by using the material which finds around that. Everybody thought, what is this being talked about? But if you look at life around you, every life form, is it not doing exactly the same thing? Using the Panchabhutas, what we call, the same material in the universe, soil, air, water, fire, it is able to reproduce. But today, scientists and engineers are looking at bringing biological systems and mechanical systems together and trying to grow 3D printed systems, etc. It's all going. But the point of talking about all this is only to show you that individuals like us, human beings, have a certain intrinsic capabilities. And we also realize that right from our birth, all the information that we have through the sensors are stored inside us in a form which the system does. But then we also realize that this is not the only source of information from which we are run. Through our genetic path, when we are born, there is a huge amount of information which is residing. As more and more technology, brain research and body research is going on, it is showcasing that it is on the basis of all this that our system runs. But then today, all of you are also quite familiar that two mobiles can communicate with each other, they can communicate with a cloud system. That means there is a possibility that human beings who are much more evolved than any gadget we can think of also have the capability of communicating with things outside them. Outside them is a universe, and every individual, if you take as an entity, so in principle there are three sources of information on which the system which runs us can work. One is what we acquire during our lifetime, one which has come to us through our genetic path, third which we can communicate with this universe. And for communicating with this universe, we as a platform, if you look at, have to train. Like in the mobile, you have to have an antenna, you have to have a decoding system for receiving. It is possible that we also have those mechanisms. But for enabling ourselves to receive information from outside us, we have to prepare, and this is where yoga is supposed to be helping. Yoga is the process by which human beings can reach out to the universe and acquire information. Just to tell that every individual has this capability and potential. Just knowing is not adequate, but practicing it and bringing it into reality is important. That is where the real struggle occurs, and that is where, if you see rishis and munis, what they did, instead of exploring the external world, what we scientists and engineers are doing today and trying to showcase, they started looking inwards, and what has come to us through the genetic path, if it contains all the information, like Swami Vivekananda is supposed to have said, whatever is there to be known in this world is inside you. But then how to decode that? Today, science and technology may be showing small step by step, but by what time it will reach there, we don't know. But then if you explore yourself inwards, then probably you can reach there much faster, is what all saints have shown. So in the end, every knowledge, every skill that the humanity gains, there are people who make use of it for benefiting others, but there are also those who take advantage of this and dominate on others. And it is only when we realize that whatever we have is actually meant for collaborating, cooperating and living in harmony that we can do a better job on planet Earth. Not only that, we can survive longer. I should compliment Dr. Vishwanath Karad for bringing all the different people on a common platform and showcasing that if the world has to be lived in peace and harmony, it is only when we distinguish that science and all other aspects are not independent. Everything is same. For a long time, this land had that concept, but due to various educational processes, it got separated. But now you are bringing back that concept, and then we have the basic requirement of comprehending ourselves through whatever tools we have, and using that for reaching out to, if there is one common entity which is running this universe, understand that. Thank you very much.